Hello and welcome to Glittering the Coast. My name is Angela and today we're going to be doing a Patriotic Glitter Tumbler tutorial, and there is going to be a certain little giveaway once I reach a specific area that I'm trying to reach with my YouTube channel, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But we're going to get started off with a white spray painted tumbler. So this is a 20-ounce skinny tumbler, and I have spray painted it with Rust-Oleum 2x clear, a white matte color, and this was dried for about a day. And I mean, during the summer hours it's really hot, so this would probably have been dried for me in about 30 minutes, but you know, I didn't really have time. So what I'm doing is a stars and stripes basically type of tumbler, Patriotic Tumbler, and I'm applying double-sided tape, and this is a really cool idea. So if you're looking for something different, give this tumbler a try. I've also got two different types of washi tape that I will be adding to this tumbler. And washi tape is sticky, but it's not very sticky at all. But the cool thing is it sticks very well to the tumblers. So I've got a range between probably a 1/4 inch of the sticky tape up to about 3/4 of an inch. And the washi tape is about a 1/2 of an inch, I would assume, just by looking at it. I did not measure it. But basically I'm just going in with 3 different sizes of the sticky tape, and I'm making sure that I overlap just a little bit onto that top, and I'm using my X-Acto knife and trimming off just that top layer. I'm trying not to cut into the tape on the bottom layer where it slightly overlaps. And you will have a little bit of your white tumbler showing between the 2 pieces of your between your sticky tape, and don't worry about that. It's not going to show at all here in a little bit because we're going to be doing some pinstriping. Even if you didn't do pinstriping, you're not going to be able to see the tumbler underneath. So don't worry about any little gaps that you have. Whenever you're first starting off adding the tape at the very top, just make sure you are as straight as possible, because that is going to determine how straight the lines are going down your cup. So if you're slightly off and crooked, your whole tumbler is going to look crooked. So just take your time. It's very easy to put on. It didn't take me long to do this part. The whole tumbler honestly probably took me about a day and a half to make. So this is a simple tumbler because we're not having to do an epoxy method to add your glitter, all sorts of stuff. Like, it's pretty simple. All right, so we are now going to be adding red glitter and white glitter. So the red glitter is called Mother of Pearl. It is by KCC Glitter, and you can save 15% by clicking the link in the description and adding code GTC for Glittering the Coast 15, and you'll save 15% off of her glitter. And this one is a really pretty red color. It is perfect for this tumbler. So if you're looking for a nice red glitter, this one's going to be it. So basically the whole entire time that I'm doing this process, what you're going to do is add glitter to every single part of the sticky part that for the stripe that you're working on at that time. Once you have your glitter on that sticky part, you're going to go in, add a little bit more, and you're going to burnish it into the tape. So the reason why I'm doing this is because it's on a white background. I don't have a red background underneath that red part, and I want to make sure that it is not translucent. I really don't want to see any of the white underneath, and you will if you're doing it this way with the red. The white, not so much, but the red, yes, because we have a white background. So continue doing this. I'm just wiping off a little bit just in case I accidentally pull up one where it's going to be white, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm keeping the glitter where it should be at these points in times. Now there's no real rhyme or reason to which backing that I picked up off of the tape. I just decided that that's the specific stripe that I want to be red, so that's what we were going for. Okay, so a little bit about the giveaway. This is a 20-ounce tumbler, and I'm just trying to build my YouTube following, honestly. So I would love to give this one away to someone who would love it. And how you're going to win is you are going to subscribe to my channel. After you subscribe, I would love it if you would like this video, and in order for me to know that you have subscribed and you want to win this tumbler, you have to leave a comment, or else I'm not going to put your name in a drawing. So please make sure you follow all of those instructions if you're not subscribed to my channel and I pick you, you're not going to win. So just very simple steps. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and make sure that you have left a comment letting me know why you want to win this tumbler. Super easy. Okay, so going in with Mother of Pearl by KCC Glitter, and I'm doing the exact same thing that I did with the red, making sure that all of the white is on the tumbler first, and then I'm going in and I'm burnishing the white into the tape. And after this step, I am going to take this outside and spray it with Rust-Oleum 2 times clear, either in a matte or a glossy finish, whatever you have on hand. That way when I go to epoxy, we are not having any glitter move onto the other glitter colors. So the bottom, it's very simple to do. I use this in a lot of my videos. I just use clear Elmer's glue and a very soft brush, and just adding that glue all over the bottom of the tumbler and onto the sides where it meets, and I'm just adding red glitter onto it. So this is a very easy way, use what you have at home, and don't go out and spend a lot of money on something that you don't have whenever you could simply use glue. You want to make sure that everything is covered completely on the sides where the bottom of that tape meets the bottom of the tumbler, and you want to make sure that the very bottom of your tumbler is completely covered in glitter also. I believe that every part of this tumbler needs to be, all of my tumblers, they need to be glittered properly, so do a good job at that. So this has been sprayed with Rust-Oleum 2 times clear, and I have let it set between 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes overnight if I don't have time to do any epoxy at that point in time. So my favorite epoxy, if you follow me, is KS Resin Liquidy Split. It's a Ultra UV. It is a fast set epoxy, and that means that the work time is 15 minutes, and I have about 2 hours between the first coat to the next coat where I can apply more epoxy onto that tumbler. So I have a 20-ounce cup, and I mix up on the very first coat of adding epoxy. I always mix up a little bit more. So I have a 30 milliliters of epoxy that I have on the very first coat of my tumbler. And after that, I do between 15 to 20 milliliters, depending on how I'm feeling that day, or if I have other coats of epoxy to put on other tumblers. So going in with a torch, popping any bubbles that you may have, and now this cup has 2 coats of epoxy on, and I'm going in with pinstriping. As always, everything is linked in the description, so if you're looking for what I have used specifically in this video, it will be linked below. Now, this is a silver holographic nail tape, and I am going to be putting nail tape on every single stripe that you see here, top and bottom. And this just gives it a little flair. It covers up any imperfections that I may have while I was adding the glitter, and it will cover up any mistakes that I have made. So in order to do this where you have the nail tape, you don't want your nail tape to move. So using your X-Acto knife, make sure you have a sharp one, and you're kind of cutting and pressing down onto the tumbler rather than sawing back and forth like you would with a typical knife. So just gonna carefully and slowly add that nail tape onto the tumbler, onto all of the stripes, and it turns out really, really pretty. It just gives it something extra without being over the top. So I really do like this. It's a very thin nail tape striping, but it goes well with that tumbler. So yeah, if you're looking to try something different, this one's easy, and like I said, it takes about a day. It took about a day and a half, maybe start to finish, for me to get this tumbler done. Because basically after you seal your glitter in, you can just start epoxying. You don't have to wait for any of your epoxy to dry after you put your glitter on. This part of the process does take some time. Most of my video is completely sped up so that I can show you how to get this done in a somewhat quick amount of time. But you know, this part can be very tedious, but it really does look pretty, and it sharpens up the lines between the tape. So I really do recommend doing this part. You can cut vinyl if you wanted to do it that way, but this is already, I mean, you can buy different sizes of nail tape. This is just a really, really thin nail tape, and they have thicker cuts if you wanted to do that too. But anyway, this is my go-to for pinstriping. It's just very easy. There's tons of colors. This one's a holographic one, like I said, but they have very shiny, shimmery ones without the holographic part. And yeah, this is just one that I recommend. Now, the little plastic thing that I have my tape coming out of, with the skinny nail tapes, I recommend using that. It just keeps it nice and straight and doesn't tangle up on me. So that little plastic part is really essential when you're using the skinny nail tape. So don't forget about that giveaway. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment as to why you want to win this tumbler. So after I've put that nail tape on, I go outside at night, also spray that with Rust-Oleum 2x clear. I don't want any epoxy to get underneath that tape and push the tape up and cause me any extra work. So I'm going in probably with 15 to 20 milliliters of epoxy, and I'm just making sure that everything is evenly coated. I typically work down first, and then I push the epoxy up to the top, and then I always work on the sides and the bottom, making sure that we don't have too much epoxy on the bottom, because when we put our cup down on the table, we do not want it to wobble. And then we're going to take our torch and pop any little micro bubbles that may be there. I love a smooth cup, and I sell these tumblers, so I want to make sure that this is going to be nice for my customer. And we're going to go in with acetone and get out any excess spray paint residue out from the top of that cup. And then we go in with the X-Acto knife and remove any of epoxy that has gotten into the cup. And then if there's any small little bubbles or lint that got onto the cup, I just use a fine grit sandpaper. This cup is a very smooth cup. You do not have to do a whole lot of sanding, so that was a bonus. So I hate sanding. It hurts my hands so much. But this is just a small little piece of sandpaper that I removed, and I'm just going in making sure that this cup is smooth all over. It just helps me to have a nice surface when I'm putting on the final 2 coats of epoxy on top of it. I have the sanding block, and I do this on every single one of my tumblers. I use the coarse side, and I'm going over the rim. I want to make sure that there's a little bit of a silver piece that is exposed so that my final coats of epoxy are adhered to that part of the tumbler. Now after that, I have washed this tumbler with Dawn dish soap and water, and I have towel dried it with a lint-free type of towel, and putting on 2 more coats of epoxy, and this tumbler is really about done. So just make sure whenever you're using your epoxy that you're using thin coats and you are torching any micro bubbles. So if you like this tumbler, enter that giveaway. I hope that this gave you a little bit of creativity and that you like it. Thank you so very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.